This is Dr. Gigi Sabat, and you're listening to the Walk With Me podcast. My guest today is Jill Lublin. Welcome to the show, Jill.
Thank you, Gigi. Great to be here.
Likewise, honored to have you here. Now, why don't you start off by telling us more about you and where are you from, Jill?
Well, I'm located in the Bay Area in California, and I am a publicity expert who's been walking this road for helping entrepreneurs for, gosh, more than 25 years. I'm the author of 4 books and super excited. Plus, one of the books is The Profit of Kindness. So to that end, I run kindness circles. And based on my book, Guerrilla Publicity, I run media mastery intensives. That's the main things I do.
I love it. What inspired you to do the work that you do and to launch your books?
Oh, well, I actually had a public relations firm for a while, and that was a lot of fun. But when I got tapped on the shoulder to write my first book, Guerrilla Publicity, now in its 3rd edition, actually, I thought, there's got to be ways to help entrepreneurs get this stuff done easily, more effectively, and frankly, less expensively. So that's what I created is ways to do that. Now called the Media Mastery Intensive. And I've always been inspired to support entrepreneurs at levels that, they can jump in and get this thing done called publicity and actually elevate their status. That's made a huge difference for many.
I love it. Now, tell us a little bit more about your book, The Profit of Kindness.
So that one got born out of, frankly, being kind to a friend. And she said, oh my gosh, really, wouldn't it be wonderful if we had a new kind of currency, the currency of kindness? And I just took that and I went, oh my gosh, I'd love that idea. And I went to my publisher and they said, you know what, that's a great idea. And they call it The Profit of Kindness. That then now got featured on, Fox News all over the place and Forbes magazine and Inc. magazine and many, many podcasts, radio, TV, all kinds of great things happen because, as we know, kindness is much needed in today's world. And now I actually run kindness circles literally every month. They're completely free for people to come and network and effectively be with each other in kindness, in business. And then I interview a super cool, amazing person. This month, it happens to be in November, World Kindness Day. Did you know that? November 13th is always World Kindness Day. So I'm interviewing Jack Canfield on November 13th. I'm excited.
I love it. And congratulations. And so, speaking of kindness, why is it important to be kind?
Why? Well, should I ask why not? I mean, really, it's so interesting because being kind is actually an interesting competitive advantage if you want to think of it like that. Because who are you going to remember? The person who was nice to you in business or the person who just answered questions roughly? We've all had that, right? We go into a restaurant or we go into a store and there's the nice customer service people and then there's the really that was not a great experience one. And I know for me, and I think for many, we know that you shall we say go to businesses, you do business with people where kindness is practiced. And what's interesting, when I wrote The Profit of Kindness and I interviewed kind businesses and also entrepreneurs, small business owners, here's what I found out. Being kind made them more money consistently. Interestingly enough, they were happier. The people who worked around them were happier, as well as, frankly, their whole culture reflected that. And it's interesting. I'm watching in the Bay Area, for example, in Northern California, there is a major health company called Dignity Health. They're a big, World Health company. They're doing a whole campaign right now that's on the side of San Francisco buses. You know what it says? The Human Kindness Campaign. Like, hello, Honda, the car company, ran kindness commercials. This is in our world right now as a way to be, as an option, as a possibility. And I say, let's jump on it and get on that, really kind bus, but really do it consciously. One of the things I love to encourage people to do is, random acts of kindness are really good. Do it. I love it. But how about we practice a conscious act of kindness every single day? Literally every single day. Picture this. If we all thought, all right, I'm going to do at least one good conscious act of kindness, what a different world it would be.
Agree. That's very true. And it's a decision to be kind or not. And I love what Maya Angelou says. People may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And
Yes.
again, Jill, thank you for sharing that with us today. Now, as far as your next book, Guerrilla Publicity, tell us a little bit more about it.
So, guerrilla publicity is all about getting your name out there and using publicity as an opportunity to help you get seen and get heard and get paid. The power of appearing in media, and of course, we're doing that right now. This is media. You can be on podcasts, on great shows, you can be seen and heard, and that brings you leads and profits and generates activity for people to know you and see you and trust you. And that makes a big difference in the marketplace now.
That's right. And that's very true because people do business with who they know, like, and trust. Now, Jill, you do have a gift for the audience. Tell us a little bit more about your gift.
Yes. Well, what I did was I compiled great publicity tips for you. And put it inside of a what I call an action guide, publicity action guide. On top of that, I'm giving you a free publicity masterclass, which is the ability to interact with me, get some great content, and then have me answer live questions for you that you need. Everything's on Zoom and everything's right there. It's jilllublin.com/gift right there on the screen.
Absolutely amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to check out the gift that Jill is offering you all today. And Jill, thank you for that gift as well. We truly appreciate you. Now, Jill, what is your best advice to the audience for walking with purpose and living a life of happiness?
Well, the thing about that is you decide it, right? So, one thing about purpose is, every day we have an opportunity to have and make a difference. And part of that is, in my opinion, living on purpose, being purposeful. All of that is says slightly, it's the same thing slightly differently. I tend to think of it slightly differently. So every day start out with gratitude. What are 5 things I'm grateful for? I learned that from Oprah Winfrey, by the way. She did 3. I like 5. What are 5 things I'm grateful for? And I will speak it out loud with my husband in the morning. And then you know what? At night, before we go to bed, we do the same thing. Boy, does that make you realize and get happier, number one, be more on purpose. And then the thing for me of being what I mentioned before about conscious acts of kindness, that has you be on purpose. That puts meaning in your life. So I just really think it's a decision. We create it every day, sometimes every moment. I might have a minute where something happened. I got to get back on purpose. If I'm off the horse, what is that thing about when you fall off the horse, get back on, right?
Right.
That's purpose. Same thing. You got to decide, make a decision, and do it again, sometimes again and again. But the point is, have a purpose and have something to live for. It's certainly going to make you a lot happier.
That's very true. Now, what message do you have for an individual who feels stuck today?
Mm. Well, I think what we just said is a good one, but certainly, one of the things I find about kindness, why I love doing a practice of conscious acts of kindness, is that it doesn't enable me to get in my head or be stuck. Because the truth is, if I reach out and I help somebody, I'm going to get unstuck because I got out of my head or my problems, and I'll go over and I'll bring the neighbors something, some extra fruit I picked from the tree. Oh, here, would you like this today? Or drop something off to somebody. Or frankly, let somebody get in front of me who's stressed out in traffic, or pay for somebody in back of me. I love that one. That's always fun. But, it's about doing something that takes another action. And what I find is that gets you unstuck.
It's very true. Now, do you have any last words for the audience, Jill?
Last words. Well, Abraham Lincoln said a great thing, and he said, whatever you are, be a good one. And I would tell you that's a great piece of advice to follow. It doesn't really matter what you do. Who are you? What are you being? What are you doing out in the world to make a difference in a moment? It doesn't have to be every moment, but certainly put that consciousness into your life and know that your message matters.
Absolutely. Your message matters. Thank you, Jill. We appreciate you. Now, where can the audience find you, Jill?
Well, certainly go to that jilllublin.com/gift, and also check out my website, jilllublin.com would be a great way to find me.
Thank you, Jill. We truly appreciate you. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure to check out Jill on all of her social media platforms and also her website. And Jill, thank you again for being a guest on the Walk With Me podcast. God bless you.
Thank you.